Hey there. In the beginning of this pandemic, the lab where I developed my own film closed down temporarily and it's still not open. So after a year of not taking enough photos because of this, I decided to buy myself an X100V. And in this video I'll tell you why I chose the X100V over the recent X-E4 and other X series cameras. And at the end of this video you can decide for yourself if this is the right camera for you or whether you should buy the X-E4 or X-S10 over this. So the first and foremost reason why I chose this one over the X-E4 and X-S10 is the weather sealing. I repair cameras and I come across a lot of water damaged cameras. That's why I never take a camera with me if there's a chance of rain outside. This eliminates it. The X-E4, if you take it out and it rains just a little bit, it could be that it goes inside somewhere and corrodes one switch and it would never work again. So this eliminates that factor and I take it out everywhere, and I've used it in the rain and it works fine. So I'm not sure if you can hear me from over here, but the second reason I got this one over any other Fuji X models is the OVF. It might seem like a gimmick, and it truly is if you don't like OVFs, but to me this is the most useful part because you see more of the frame and what's outside of the frame while taking the photo. With the EVF you just see the thing that you're taking a photo of, and this is a big advantage for street photography where people move in and out of the frame continuously. So the next reason why I got this one over the X-E4 is the flash. I personally am not that big of a fan of any flash, but if I'm in the dark, I would like to at least have the chance of using the flash to be able to take a photo. At some point, the ISO will just not cut it anymore and it will be too grainy and unusable. And the flash in itself has a great aesthetic. This was a useful feature in the older X100 models and it still is, and I would rather have a flash that I don't use than not have a flash that I would need. Take a photo of you. So the last two reasons why I got this one over the X-E4 and X-S10 are the built-in ND filters and the button dial setup. This one has a built-in ND filter that's up to 4 stops, but don't quote me on that. And it is actually useful. You can just switch it on and open up your aperture to take photos in direct sunlight that has blurry backgrounds. I know it sounds too unreal to be true, but it can do it. So the last reason, the back dial, is not really relevant if you're not a user of this back dial. I personally am not, so I could live without it. But if you are, you will really appreciate that it is here. The X-E4 doesn't have it and some people have complained. I personally am fine with it. The X100V is truly a great camera and you can use it almost anywhere with no issues and it will be reliable for many years. But it cannot do great video. On paper it can do video, but you really aren't going to use this for a lot of video because it has a fixed lens. The X-E4 or the X-S10 on the other hand do not. So you can change the lenses, take advantage of variable focal length lenses, zoom in, zoom out. With this, you're just going to be stuck with this lens on it, which is amazing, but it's not optimal for video. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope I could clarify a little bit about this camera in comparison to the X-E4 or X-S10. And I personally love it. I use it more often than any camera I own, and I do own a lot of cameras, so that should say a lot. For street photography, it's amazing. The autofocus is very good. It does miss sometimes, and I will attach some photos I've taken with it at the end of this video so you can see what kind of images you can get out of it. The color profile I have will be listed in the video description, so if you want to get similar colors, you can just apply that in your camera settings and it should be good to go. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.